Welcome back to Event Advice. My name is Matt, and once again, I'm joined by Ryan Hamill, who's the head of enterprise sales here at CrowdComms. What we want to do today is get into some detail about value, the value of event technology within big global organizations, but more specifically focus on the different personas, the different people that it adds value and how it adds value. So first of all, do you just want to cover off those different kind of personas within the organization who's managing their event cycle?
Cool. I think, well, if we start at the top and we sort of filter our way down the pyramid, certainly CMO level, then going below that, you might have a global leader of events, then regional heads of events, then event managers for maybe different brands or different groups, and then the event planners and any sort of assistance around that and development. I think that's probably a good outreach. You've also got field marketeers, which will fall into that, which would be more product focused or regional focused. So I think we can certainly give value for each of those individuals or personas.
Should we start with the CMO? Do they hold the budget? Where's that normally centralized? I mean, we've got marketing pulling down from procurement. Is it there? Or where's the budgeting power traditionally sit? Straight for the meaty question.
In the event space, it sits in two places. It sits in their global communications budget, or it sits in their marketing budget. The marketing budget's much more meaty one, as it's generally about 15% of revenue. And for these organizations, that can be a considerable amount.
Yeah, and what are they looking for? What's the things you're chatting to them about?
Well, the CMO's job is one of the hardest jobs and will continue to be one of the hardest jobs, because sales will always get the credit and get to ring the bell and dance around and get the pats on the back. But the CMO will always have to prove an ROI. Yeah. And that is very, very hard to do.
Yeah, incredibly. Yeah. Well, we see that with the events that we run and we attend. Maggie and Johnny have definitely got the harder bit, and we get the pats on the backs. But, talk about the people actually, committed to delivering the events. Let's go further, not down, but because down's the wrong word, but let's look at those people strategizing and creating these experiences.
Yeah, I think before jumping into that, I think when a CMO generally doesn't get involved in too many event technology projects, but they should. Essentially, the beauty of event technology for a CMO is if you have a solution, let's say it's regional or global, you will be able to, with the right partner, have a beautiful dashboard, and that dashboard will be able to tell you how your customers are engaging, where they're coming from, what were the most popular events, how many leads were created off that, what events were your most successful throughout the year, what was your NPS of all those events, and essentially what was the revenue figure off the back of it. So CMOs that I often get the opportunity to speak with as part of these conversations, they're actually quite taken back by the level of data that they can get in one single dashboard on their global events. So for them, when they sit down in the executive room and people go, what's going on with the event strategy? It's now 50% of our total marketing spend. You should have a snapshot in front of you. So that's where event technology helps them, firstly.
And are they absolutely bought into it? I know that's a massive generalization. There has been a perception in the past that they're almost, there's a bit of this. It's like the events team, the marketing team, and it's like, they meet, they come back, they do. Are they very aligned? Are they bought into the event strategy? Is that what we're seeing now? Have we always seen, and it's just rubbish what people imply?
No, it's all true. Just like any CEO, you go to any organization, the CEO will generally lead with the skill set which is most natural to them. Mm-hmm. It's the same with CMOs. If they come from a digital marketing background, they generally focus a lot on that, and they're a little bit hesitant or concerned or nervous about other types of technologies. And the same if they come in from an events background, they're going to be very strong there, but they might not be as strong in pay-per-click or SEO, and they build teams to support them on that as well. So listen, it's just where the character came in from and how they ended up there is generally what leads it. The previous CMO of HP, who I'm happy to call a friend, he got hired from the India team because he could build the most amazing automated infrastructure for essentially just automating their full marketing process. He had no event experience, no other experience. He was a guy that could build a system. So it depends on how they come in and what was important for the organization at time of hire.
And like any organization, if they have vulnerability or weakness is the wrong word in a certain area, then they're supported by the events team, and that's why you have the events professionals there.
Exactly.
To kind of step up, isn't it, and do that.
100%. And then if we take one step down and we think about the event professional or the global head of events, they have a very hard job.
There's lots of hard jobs.
There's lots of events isn't easy.
Is there any easy jobs?
I would say the easiest. No, I'm not going to.
We'll be cancelled immediately.
But no, there's no easy jobs. But head of events, it's very, very hard because not only do they traditionally have to deal with continuity across many regions or many products or so on and so forth, they have to deal with regional teams, regional expectations, regional customizations to suit that messaging, which is really important. And that's really, really hard because if you even just look at it through an event technology window, they might be managing multiple brands, multiple languages, multiple different countries, multiple different contracts, and multiple different suppliers. Like it's very, very hard to be ahead of.
But they're also dealing with the shit stereotype that neglects the fact that these guys are they're data experts. They're managing huge budgets and responsible for that. They're managing multiple people and multiple suppliers.
Yeah.
And then there's, this stereotype, and it is still there. You hear people, I'm not just responsible for sorting out a venue and organising the food and making sure that it looks great when you walk in. It's such a nuanced role, isn't it?
It's a nuanced role, and controversially, I would say that for event technology, while it simplifies delivery for their teams and simplifies reporting for either them or the people above them, event technology probably makes the least amount of difference for a head of event. Yeah. Their team's performance, the daily experience, their sort of KPI performance, is our brands aligned? Are we delivering our NPSs and so on and so forth? So they have to make decisions on stuff which they're not going to use every day.
Yeah,
that is essentially a data capture tool for them and sort of analytics tool for how our events are going, which is important. But how event technology companies are generally demoing to them its feature, function, how we make the life of the event planner easier and the sort of marketeer easier.
Slightly off topic, but do you think that these big organizations are being forced to constantly refer to data and information, data insight, and it's suffocating perhaps that joy, that did people love it? What was the feeling? What was the vibe? What was the energy?
Yeah.
Do you see that happen, or are we managing to keep a balance of it?
Honestly, in very few of my conversations with enterprise customers does feel come into the conversation.
Yeah.
Like all these large organizations now are so data hungry and data driven that it really is all coming down to zeros and ones as a part of their approach process.
Yeah.
Some companies are a lot more brand conscious, which I guess does get that feel across, especially if you customize a CrowdComms platform to match your brand or even elevate your brand. Very few have a metric to track joy, or occasionally you see an NPS score. I know one big organization that's one of their big sort of metrics for success at events, or how happy was the average sentiment or any of these types of things. I'd love to see a lot more of it because we still are in the people business.
Yeah, I mean, when people are having fun, when they feel relaxed, you get more from them.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, we try with our events. I mean, we're a very small business, aren't we? But you know, Maggie and Johnny, their focus is on get everyone in a position where they are having fun.
Yeah.
Not always involving alcohol before everyone thinks we just enjoy taking people on drinks, but genuinely to do things that put people in a calm place where they feel good about it. And it's very difficult to get that energy, isn't it? What do? Do you get like a sound recording of the buzz and energy in a room and then send that to your board? Just listen to how this was. Isn't it amazing?
There's great things that you can track, which you can assume creates a good experience. Like what we're really talking about is CX. What is the customer, or AX, attendee experience?
Yeah.
Like how quickly people get in there.
Yeah.
How many meetings did they have? How long did they stay in sessions?
Yeah.
Like these are all things that give you great sort of understanding on how people enjoyed events without people saying, "Hey Matt, I'm really happy that went well."
Yeah. Dwell time.
All those types of things. There's lots of data there. But yeah, for the head of events to really sort of give them some value in 2026, where the world is in a strange place, probably the most strange that anyone's experienced within the last 50 years. There's going to be lots of changes. We've seen regions which we would see as stable regions be dramatically affected in the last month or two. which could impact their events. So you will be tasked with choosing event technology. There's a lot of pressure on that right now. But the only advice I can give to a head of events is, when looking at your next partner, go, okay, cool. So what does good look like for us in our event calendar? What is the technology we need to underpin that? What is the contingency if these locations are ruled out? Are we moving digital? Are we moving to different locations? What technology partners can support us with that contingency?
Yeah.
And what flexibility can I have with them if things do change last minute and so on and so forth? So if you get caught up in a really sort of strict contract with a big strict supplier, there is going to be change. There is going to be friction in that agreement, and you have to be really, really careful. Like anything, date your suppliers more in 2026.
Yeah.
Get to know them. Get to know them as people.
Comfortable with
Date them, get comfortable with them, see how they are. Test them on one of your pilot events. Test them under pressure, because it will reward you in 2026 and 2027. I promise you that, head of events.
That's really good advice. And is it normally, so when you're having your calls, do you normally get everyone, all of those different personas, the different individuals within the business, or who are you mainly having your meetings with?
Yeah.
Do you like it when you've got everyone? Because you can,
I love it.
Yeah. What's the ideal from your perspective?
I absolutely love it, because our technology does 90% of the lifting for a traditional events person, event planner, event marketeer, field management, field marketeer. Sorry. Because they can create beautiful templates, they can clone them, they can get their data, it's all in one place, it's one login. They're the ones that are sort of on the front lines, and our technology makes a huge amount of difference. So I need them there, because while I often enter and get brought into conversations with head of event level, they could purchase technology which doesn't suit those people. So I need both of those people there. Rarely I'll have a CMO join a conversation, but if it's a CMO that came from an events background, most likely they'll be involved in that conversation. Why? Because it's what they know and what they like, and what they're interested in.
Will they be brought in later?
No, but they sign almost 90% of the contracts.
Yeah.
So they do. So at some point it goes to their table. However, it's in probably 5 to 10% of conversations. They'll sit down and they'll be a part of the scoping or negotiating or assessment process. Maybe they do behind the desk that we're not familiar with, but it's generally the highest level you deal with is head of events in smaller organizations, occasionally like CMO/head of events types of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, lots to take away there. The main takeaway, and it's one we always come back to, what amazing people we have in this industry, event professionals.
Well, yeah.
I don't know a team that work as hard, that are as multidisciplined. Don't complain that, people do love it as well.
Yeah.
I think they're up there. You guys, the event profs, you're up there with the
Listen to this.
least appreciated for how absolutely bloody brilliant you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of our larger customers, who will not be named, they have a team of 18 people, and they deliver 870 events per year.
Wow.
What's the average cadence per person? And it's all delivered between those 18 people.
Wow.
There's organizations of teams, some of the largest banks, they have event teams of 5 people, and they'll deliver calendars of 50 to 100 events. It is a crazy workload. They're some of the most impressive and efficient people on earth, and there's no getting away from that. Our technology should make life easy for them, because if anyone needs their life made easier, it's the event marketeer, it's the event planner, it's the head of events.
So we're here for you. We're going to do our bit, make the tech easier for you, and be absolutely focused on making it better experiences for your users. Thank you very much, Ryan, for joining once
You're
again.
welcome.
And thank you for watching. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, comment in the chat, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.